What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to continue through the final week of my birth month, Muppet Week, with 1981's The Great Muppet Caper, starring Diana Rigg, Charles Grodin, Jim Henson, Frank Oz, Jerry Nelson, Richard Hunt, Dave Goelz, Steve Whitmire, Carol Spinney, John Cleese, Jack Warden, Peter Falk, and Peter Ustinov. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, we're going to keep going today with Muppet Week through the final week of my birth month. And that brings us to today and the second film in the Muppet Filmography, The Great Muppet Caper. Now, as our film opens, Kermit the Frog, Fozzie Bear, and Gonzo are investigative reporters for the Daily Chronicle newspaper. Kermit and Fozzie are portraying identical twins, which becomes the source of a running gag as nobody can tell that they're twins when Fozzie is not wearing his hat. One day, after the trio is fired for failing to report on a major jewel robbery, Kermit asks their boss, Mr. Tarkanian, to allow them to travel to London in order to investigate the robbery and interview the victim, prominent fashion designer Lady Holiday. With only $12 allotted for the trip, the trio is forced to travel in an airplane baggage hold and are literally thrown out of the plane as it passes over Britain. They end up getting a room at the Happiness Hotel, which is populated by other Muppet regulars, including Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem, Scooter, the Swedish Chef, Rolf the Dog, Sam the Eagle, Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker, and many others. The next morning, Kermit heads to Lady Holiday's office with Fozzie and Gonzo, hoping to score an interview. What he finds is Lady Holiday's newly hired receptionist, Miss Piggy, who he mistakes for the real Lady Holiday. Piggy instantly falls for Kermit, and she decides to continue posing as Lady Holiday because that's who Kermit feels that she is. Kermit asks her out for dinner, and Piggy allows him to assume that she lives at some highbrow address. So Piggy sneaks into a townhouse at 17 Highbrow Street to continue the lie and wait for Kermit. When he arrives, they head off to dinner at the Dubonnet Club. And at the Dubonnet Club, the real Lady Holiday's necklace is stolen by her brother Nicky and his accomplices Carla, Marla, and Darla, three of Lady Holiday's fashion models. Ironically, the exact same group of jewel thieves who robbed Lady Holiday at the start of the film. After the robbery, Miss Piggy's charade is revealed, and she flees, leaving Kermit behind, although the next day they reconcile after having a brief argument. Despite Nicky's instant attraction to Miss Piggy, he and his accomplices frame her for the necklace theft during Lady Holiday's fashion show. Nicky and his girls then plan to steal an even more valuable prize, Lady Holiday's largest and most valuable jewel, the fabulous baseball diamond, which is on display at the Mallory Gallery. Now, unbeknownst to them, Gonzo overhears the plot, so he, Kermit, Fozzie, and the other residents of the Happiness Hotel decide to intercept the thieves and catch them red-handed in order to exonerate Miss Piggy. Kermit then disguises himself as Piggy's lawyer and goes to visit her in prison in order to explain the plan to her. The Muppets sneak into the Mallory Gallery and get to the baseball diamond at the same time as the thieves. They try to keep the diamond out of the thieves' hands by playing a game of keep away, but Nicky is able to catch the diamond and takes Kermit as a hostage. Piggy escapes from prison and she races to the gallery, crashing through the window on a motorcycle that just happened to fall off a truck in front of her. Piggy knocks out Nicky and takes care of Carla, Marla, and Darla with a flurry of karate chops. As the police arrive, all charges against Miss Piggy are dropped, while Nicky and his accomplices are arrested, and the Muppets get their deserved credit for foiling the heist. The Muppets then return to the United States the same way they departed, by being thrown out of the cargo hold, parachuting back into the United States. This one, it's so-so for me. It's not the best Muppet movie, but it's definitely not the worst. There's a certain aura coming off of the Muppet movie, like, how do we do better than the Muppet movie? The Muppet movie was so good. And I don't think you can do better than the Muppet movie. You know, this movie, I think, fell really flat in the fact that for part of it, Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo were trying to be more than just Kermit, Fozzie, and Gonzo by being investigative reporters, identical twins, etc. The music, I feel, with the exception of the Happiness Hotel and Hey a Movie, the music, I think, fell really flat. Stepping Out with a Star, Nightlife, Miss Piggy's Dream, all those songs are very disposable at the end of the day for me. And that's very hard to say with as much as I love and adore the Muppets. But those songs are forgettable. You know, Happiness Hotel and Hey a Movie, solid. I'm not going to take anything away from those. But the other three, and if there's more than those three, I don't even remember them, which shows how forgettable they are. You know, I mean, when you look at the sound quality from the Muppet movie, and then as we get deeper into the filmography, you look at the sound quality for some of the future movies, the songs in the Great Muppet Caper just didn't cut it at the end of the day. They don't have that iconic legacy behind it. You know, we got another Sesame Street cameo. You know, in the first movie we had Big Bird, and then at the end of the movie all the Sesame Street characters were there for the finale. This one we get Oscar the Grouch, and the way they worked him in was slick, you know, very smart. But what purpose did he serve? Really? I mean, his whole point is Peter Ustinov asks him, you know, what are you doing here? And Oscar's like, a very brief cameo. To which Peter Ustinov replies, me too. It's a throwaway gimmick. The thought of Kermit and Fozzie being identical twins, I got to admit, the first couple times I saw it, I thought was kind of funny. But the more I see it with repeat viewings, the more I'm like, no. I'm sorry. I hate to be so harsh on a Muppet movie, but the Great Muppet Caper for me is just, it's one of those that falls very, very flat. So flat, in fact, that when it comes to my rating for the Great Muppet Caper, I'm only going to give it 2 stars out of 5. I mean, Diana Rigg as Lady Holiday and Charles Grodin as Nikki do a stellar enough job as the human leads. You know, Kermit, Fozzie, Gonzo, and even Piggy do their thing well. But the songs, like I said, the story just all falls really flat for me. It's not the worst, though. So that's why I'm giving it 2 stars. 2 out of 5. What do you guys out there think? Those of you that have seen The Great Muppet Caper, let me know. If you're watching the premiere, leave your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand later in the day, leave your thoughts and comments down here. Whatever you do, though, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag Statboy Approved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there, do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network. All the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get your Renegade JJ Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network. 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, so much more. Get out there, show your love and support for us. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you. If you enjoy my content, my daily videos, go to that PayPal, send me a few bucks as a donation. Keep in mind, I'm still trying to get monetized, trying to get my viewership hours up. I'm doing the best I can, but it's a long, winding road ahead of me to get up to where I need to get monetized. So in the meantime, if you enjoy my content, go to that PayPal. If you don't feel like sending money, but you still want to support, that's cool. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls along the bottom of the screen. Click on the link for my Amazon movie wish list. Select a movie, and then when it arrives in the mail, I'll read it, open it up on Renegade Recap. I'll give you guys a shout out. Thank you, live on the air. And then likewise, when I factor it into one of my theme months, I'll give you guys another shout out. And I'll show you guys the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, when we'll be taking a look at the final feature film of the Muppets to have Jim Henson's involvement. The Muppets Take Manhattan. This one will also be rebroadcast later in the day on the Jeff Meacham Network. So you'll have a chance to catch it live on the premiere here on my channel, and then replayed an hour later on the Jeff Meacham Network if you should so happen to miss the premiere on my end. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there, tuned in, watched the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Likewise, to all my loyal fans and viewers out there, tuned in a little bit later in the day, watching on demand, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all my loyal fans and viewers out there that tune in on a daily basis. Show me that love and support. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time.